Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. I'm Brent Apperson. Just me in the studio here this morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning us in on KCNI, KBBN Radio. Boy, big show for you today. And coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to take you live to the Custer County Fairgrounds. And that's actually where the majority of our show will originate from on this Friday morning. Dave is on his way to the fairgrounds as we speak, getting set up. And we're going to be visiting with a lot of special guests. I believe that we're going to start in the 8 o'clock hour visiting with folks who are involved heavily in some of the things going on with the Custer County Fair, and so that'll kind of be the focus between 8 and 8:30. And then after that, we are going to put the focus on a really neat event that is going to be happening right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska today out at the Custer County Fairgrounds, and that is the Line Workers Rodeo. And these are the men and women that climb the poles and make sure that we have lights on, and they go out in bad weather and they climb the pole and they do what's needed to be done so that you and I get to enjoy electricity, which, let's face it, we take for granted. So we're going to find out all about that. It's going to be a neat competition. This is something I believe that they've done at the State Fair since its inception, but it was not able to be held at the State Fair this year, so it's going to be held right here in Broken Bow. And so we'll be finding out more about that as we visit with our friends with Custer Public Power District, and I'm assuming people associated with Nebraska Public Power as well. We'll kind of find out how the event came to be in Broken Bow, and we'll give you all of the details. I know that it is a spectator-friendly event. They are encouraging people to come out and enjoy it, and so we'll find out all of the details about that as we go through the show today. Again, we'll be going live to the Custer County Fairgrounds coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, and that is where the majority of our show will originate from here this morning. My goodness, all kinds of things going on. We're getting in heavily to the Custer County Fair activities now. And once again, KCNI, KBBN Radio will be giving you all kinds of coverage of the Custer County Fair. One of the things that we've been doing for many, 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 many years. And for me personally, one of my favorite things about the fair is when Dave talks to the kids. Dave's been doing this for a long, long time. Goes out to the fair, talks to the kids as they get ready to show off their animals and other exhibits. Emily Barnett has kind of joined that effort the last couple of years, so Emily will be talking to kids as well. In fact, Emily, I think, talked to a few of the kids here in the last day or two as they were checking some things in for the Custer County Fair, and we might even play a few of those interviews for you this morning here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. But we'll have interviews from the fair for you yet this week, and certainly Monday through Wednesday is when the majority of those will run, and those will be heard on KCNI, 1280 AM, and also on 96.3 FM. Also, we tried this last year, and one of the reasons that it was done a year ago was because of the COVID situation. But it was such a success, and it was so well received that we're bringing it back. Jeremy and Gavin and other members of the staff are going to be out at the fairgrounds Monday through Wednesday, actually starting tonight. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But they're going to take the video camera out and provide some live video streaming of some of the events and some of the livestock 4-H FFA livestock shows that will be going on during the course of the fair. And you'll be able to view those again by way of a live video stream, which can be accessed on the Sandhills Express Facebook page, KCNI KBBN YouTube page, and also on our Twitter accounts. And they're going to actually start that video streaming process for you tonight, because tonight out at the fairgrounds are going to have the 4-H and FFA dog show. Now, this event will start at 5:30 tonight, excuse me, but our video streaming of the event will not start until 6:30. We'll video stream about 2 hours of the 4-H and FFA dog show for you tonight, with our video streaming starting at 6:30. One of the reasons we did this was last year, I think they did the first couple of hours of the show on the video stream, but there are many facets of the dog show that happen tonight. And one of the most enjoyable, really, is when the kids take their dog through the agility course. And so by kind of moving our video streaming back a little bit this year and running it from 6:30 to 8:30. We're hoping that we can get a portion of that agility competition on the video stream for you tonight. So that's kind of why we're going from 6:30 to 8:30. But the dog show itself will start at 5:30, and they certainly encourage you to come on out and support the kids and watch that. I know my girls for a couple of years were involved in the dog show, and I wish, when you go out and watch the show, I wish that everybody could be there on the very opening night that the kids start their dog training. Because to compare the opening night of training to the way those kids and dogs react at the dog show, it's like night and day, and it's really neat to see the process that takes place during the course of the training and then when the kids show off the dogs during the dog show. So we wish them all the best. And then again on Monday through Wednesday, a lot of the livestock shows out at the fairgrounds will be video streamed for you as well. And again, you can access that on the Sandhills Express Facebook page, also the KCNI KBBN YouTube page, and I think they'll put it on our Twitter feeds as well. So the fair is here, and we're ready to cover it. So a big show ahead, and as we think about that, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll play the game, and we'll keep rolling on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
It's an exciting time of summer. County fairs, fun activities with friends and family. Come see us at Bo Bootery, because right now 4-H and FFA exhibitors receive $15 off of children's boots and $25 off adult boot sizes that are in stock. Good luck at the fair, kids. Plus, summer shoes are now marked at 40% off. Whoa! Come visit Bo Bootery and save on summer shoes, sandals, and flip-flops at 40% off. East side of the square in Broken Bow.
Keep the clutter away by switching from paper statements to e-statements. Bruning Bank wants to help you reduce unnecessary waste and earn $15 when you switch your account to e-statements. Our user-friendly website offers a safe and secure way to view your statement anytime, anywhere, and even faster than ever. Earn cash with a simple switch. This promotion is open to current and new Bruning Bank customers. Learn more at bruningbank.com or visit your nearest Bruning Bank location. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
If you've been injured or recovering from surgery, your first priority is to treat your problem. At Team Physical Therapy, we will evaluate, treat, and educate you about your specific roadblocks. We offer many therapists to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney or call 872-5111. We have great resources online at myteampt.com or call 872-5111 Team Physical Therapy, together empowering able movement.
Hi, this is Steph at Off-Broadway Assisted and Independent Living in Broken Bow. We have many beautiful and spacious apartments available now and would love to visit with you. If you are thinking it's time for a more secure and safe environment for yourself or a loved one, we also have a wonderful dining room with a great kitchen staff and many activities available for our community members. Also, just unveiled is our new virtual tour at offbroadwayapartments.com. We have pictures available on Facebook as well. For more information, call 308-872-2522.
Don't let falling behind on your spraying affect your yield. Now is the time to book fungicide and insecticide applications on corn and soybeans with Aero Aviation. Not only can you fight disease, but you can improve plant health at the same time, increasing yields. Easily control insects like grasshoppers, rootworms, beetles, and western bean cutworms with the help of Aero Aviation. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim with Aero Aviation at 308-872-5113 to talk about your options.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Ask Universal Insurance in Broken Bow if auto owners make sense for you.
All right, we're back on the Breakfast Show, and we're going to play the game. So here we go. We're asking questions about movies that came out in the 1970s. So we're taking you back a few years, all right? So think of the 70s and popular movies of that decade. Here's your question for today. In what movie did Gene Wilder, not Gene Hackman, But in what movie did Gene Wilder implore Terry Garr to put the candle back? What movie was that line in? Was it Silver Streak, Stir Crazy, Young Frankenstein, or Blazing Saddles? If you know, give us a ring at 872-2801. Whether you're seeking curb appeal for your home or you want to do a remodel or new construction, Ansley Lumber and Supply in downtown Ansley has the materials that you'll need, from premium lumber to metal for buildings, plus GAF shingles for the roof and quality Benjamin Moore paint available in over 3,500 colors. Ask them about consultations with their pros and delivery. 935-1815. Or see them on Main Street in Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply.
Varney Health Mart is proud to be your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy. Save during their July sale. Health Mart aspirin 36 counts are $1.99. Magnesium citrate, saline, laxative oral solutions also $1.99. Health Mart anti-diarrheal 12-count caplets are $4.99. An electrolyte solution for replacing electrolytes, fluid, and zinc are $3.79. Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Imagine this. You go to your mailbox only to find a check for big bucks. You're thinking, hey, this could be my lucky day. Well, if you get a check in the mail that you weren't expecting, it's probably not your lucky day. In fact, you're probably about to be the next victim of a scam. Did you know that scammers may not initially ask you for money, but instead they give you money? Asking you to deposit funds into your account is the first step of many financial scams. At Nebraska State Bank, we're here to help and protect when someone is trying to make you their next scam victim. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
Whether you're training for a marathon or spending all day on your feet, foot pain and poor gait mechanics can really drag you down. Pearson Physical Therapy is offering free stride and foot pain assessments the week of August 16th through the 20th. See our full range of custom foot orthotics casted right here in our clinic and see how proper gait mechanics can help reduce your pain, improve your movement, and so much more. That's the Pearson Physical Therapy Foot Pain and Stride Clinic the week of August 16th through the 20th. Call 308-872-5800 to reserve your free 30-minute assessment.
All right, let's play the game. Let's go to the phones. We have our contestant on the line. First off, thank you for holding. Who are we talking to?
This is David, Brent.
Yeah, David, I recognize your voice. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Hey, doing fantastic here. All right, we're going to take you back to the 70s. In what movie did Gene Wilder implore Terry Garr to put the candle back? Was it Silver Streak, Stir Crazy, Young Frankenstein, or Blazing Saddles?
One of my favorites, Young Frankenstein.
Of course it was, a classic. And, David, because you've answered correctly, we have for you today a certificate that'll get you a free 6-inch sub at Subway. So just come on out and see us when you can.
All right, Brent. Thank you, and have a great weekend.
Hey, thanks, David. You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, there you go. We've got a winner. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Brent in the studio with you this morning. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll take you live to the Custer County Fairgrounds. Again, that's where the majority of our show will originate from on this Friday morning. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Custer County Fair, which is getting into full swing now. A lot of check-ins and things going to be happening today through the weekend, and then Monday through Wednesday, a majority of the activities will be taking place during the Custer County Fair. We're going to talk to some folks about things that will be happening during fair time. That'll be a part of our show today from the fairgrounds. And then later, we will be putting the spotlight on the Line Workers Rodeo, which is in Broken Bow. And we're going to tell you what that's all about, how you can come out to the fairgrounds today and watch the competition. And we'll be focusing on that as we go through the breakfast show today. Right now, we want to give you a rundown of the Custer County Fair calendar for today and tomorrow. It's brought to you by Custer County Ag Society. The 4-H firearms shooting is already underway at the Shooting Sports Building this morning. And then from 8 until 6, people will be checking in their open class entries for the fair. And then, as we mentioned earlier in the show, the 4-H and FFA Dog Show will be tonight starting at 5:30. And again, you'll be able to hear and see a special video stream of the 4-H and FFA Dog Show tonight from 6:30 to 8:30 is when the video stream will be going. And that'll be available for you and able to be accessed on Sandhills Express Facebook page, KCNI KBBN YouTube page, and also on our Twitter feeds. Then on Saturday, the 4-H firearms shooting competition will continue. Also, the 4-H food entries interview judging will take place at the 4-H building from 9 to 2 tomorrow. From 9 to 2 tomorrow as well, the garden and cut flowers and fruit interview judging will take place at the 4-H Exhibit Hall. And then tomorrow night, of course, it'll be the Custer County Fair Parade starting at 7 o'clock through downtown Broken Bow. And we will have the honor again of providing some of the commentary at the announcer stands that will be located by the Custer County Chief and also downtown on the square. So we encourage you to come on out and join us for the Custer County Fair Parade. And thanks to our wonderful friends at Tumbleweed who have been doing this for many years, we will be providing the audio of the parade on the radio on KCNI 1280 AM and 96.3 FM. And I think that they're going to set up the video camera as well and allow you to see the parade again on our media platforms that include KCNI KBBN YouTube page, Sandhills Express Facebook, and the Twitter feeds. So you'll be able to view the parade on our social media platforms if you are unable to get out and take it in live. So remember that. And we say thanks to the Custer County Ag Society for sponsoring a rundown of the Custer County Fair calendar here this morning. All right, as we mentioned earlier as well, Dave and Emily will be out and about visiting with kids and other people involved in putting on the 2021 Custer County Fair. And Emily actually had the opportunity to go out and catch up with a few of the youngsters here just the other day. So we're going to bring you one of those interviews right now on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
This interview is brought to you by the Custer County Ag Society. It is Wednesday entry day here at the fairgrounds. And who am I visiting with today?
Emma Olson and Katie Olson.
And I think a big congratulations are in order for you two ladies. What happened last week?
We both made it to the State Fair Fashion Show.
Congratulations.
Thank
How
you.
does it make you feel?
It's my first year, so I'm excited to go see how it's going to go.
Well, and what did you make for the fashion show?
I made a dress. And I made jeans and a shirt.
And have you been sewing for a long time?
Yeah, this is my 7th year. And this is my 6th year.
Wow, that is awesome. And I remember speaking with you ladies last year, and you both said that in the summertime, it's so nice to have 4-H and projects to work on as a nice alternative to, watching TV or being on your screens all day. Yeah. And so I'm sure you have been very busy, huh?
Yeah.
So what are you doing today here at the 4-H building?
I refurbished a bench and then I made a quilt. And I refurbished a lamp and I made a quilt as well.
Oh, wow. And where did you find the things to refurbish? Was that kind of like an antique store, thrift shop?
Mine were just old things from my room that I wanted to fix up. Awesome. And mine was Goodwill.
Very cool. So you had some unique finds, some right in front of you, which is cool. And what about the quilting? Where did you learn how to do that? Was that a family member?
My mom. Our mom is really good quilter, and she's always helped us.
That's awesome. So do you hope to pass on some of these things you've learned down to maybe some friends or family of your own someday?
Yeah, someday.
Yeah. Well, good. So what are you looking forward to about this next week?
It's always good to see people come out and the fun activities at night, the concert and the dance, and yeah, it'll be a good time.
Good. And what grades are you going into and what school?
I'm going into 9th grade at Broken Bow High School, and I'll be a sophomore at Broken Bow High School.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, ladies, and thanks for visiting with me. I hope you have fun at the fair this year.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And this interview was brought to you by the Custer County Ag Society.
KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska. CBS News Brief. A newly leaked CDC report says the Delta variant spreads as quickly as chickenpox and causes severe sickness. As cases climb, President Biden is urging states and local governments to offer $100 to anyone who gets vaccinated against COVID. CBS's Laura Podesta.
There are about 100 million unvaccinated people who are eligible to get inoculated. Experts blame the surge in cases on the more contagious Delta variant.
These two fans have a plan to protect themselves at the Lollapalooza Music Festival in Chicago.
We have our N95 masks ready, so we're going to try and be front row for at least 2 artists, but otherwise we're not trying to be like mingling too much, not sharing drinks.
Huge loss for the world's top tennis player Novak Djokovic at the Olympics. He went down in the semis to Alexander Zverev. CBS's Steve Futterman.
Djokovic was going for a golden slam, trying to win all 4 Grand Slam events in the same year, plus capture the Olympic gold in singles.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here's Nebraska news from the Associated Press. Public health officials expressed growing concern this week about a recent increase in coronavirus cases and hospitalizations in Nebraska, primarily among residents who have not been vaccinated. Nebraska reported 978 new cases in the week ending Thursday, which is a 42% increase over the previous week and exactly double the 489 new cases logged 2 weeks earlier. That's according to the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Most other states have seen even larger increases, however, especially southern states with lower vaccination rates. Nebraska's growth rate ranks 41st nationally.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
News from the NBA, where the LA Lakers are reportedly acquiring star guard Russell Westbrook from the Washington Wizards for Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and the number 22 pick in this year's NBA draft, which turned out to be Isaiah Jackson from Kentucky. At the NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons selected Oklahoma State star Cade Cunningham with the number 1 overall pick as expected. The Rockets took Jalen Green from the G League at number 2, and Evan Mobley of USC went number 3 to the Cavaliers. In baseball games of note, Giants shut out the Dodgers 5-0 to take 2 of 3 in the series and move 3 games back up on LA in the NL West. In other news for the Dodgers, they're reportedly getting all-star pitcher Max Scherzer and all-star shortstop Trey Turner from the Washington Nationals before the deadline. Rays crushed the Yankees 14-0. New York, though, getting Anthony Rizzo from the Cubs at the deadline. Tampa Bay moves a game and a half back of Boston in the AL East, with the Red Sox being crushed by the Blue Jays 13-1. Boston getting slugger Kyle Schwarber from the Nationals.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, we'll have mostly cloudy skies with some patchy smoke, a slight chance for an afternoon storm with high temperatures approaching 90. Then for tonight, chance for showers and storms, a low of 64. For Saturday, partial sunshine making a return. We're back in the lower 80s for high temperatures. And for your Sunday, expecting a good deal of sunshine. We'll work up to a high of 83 degrees. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Market declines, unemployment, oil prices. Today's headlines can be scary. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Janet Lawhorn. I'll work with you to help you understand the impact of short-term events and how to be positioned for the long term. We provide the tools for a reasoned, disciplined approach to investing. Don't let headlines derail your long-term financial security. Stop by our office on the north side of the square in Broken Bow for a face-to-face appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Cloudy skies, 74 degrees. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
8:05 is the time. Boy, a big show for you today. As we mentioned earlier in the show, the majority of it is going to be taking place out at the Custer County Fairgrounds. Dave Burney is there, and I think he has a couple of guests alongside, so we're just going to turn it over to Dave as we go live to the Custer County Fairgrounds.
Thank you very much. We are here at the Custer County Fairgrounds at the Trotter Arena here on this Friday, and boy, is the Custer County Fair getting ready to roll. And I will say right off the top here, stop out and come to the grandstands. You're going to see something that you've never seen before in Trotter Arena. It looks really, really different with tall poles and wires and different things ready for the Lineman's Rodeo coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. And we'll be talking with the organizers of that a little bit later on. But it's really quite a sight to see. And I just think you'll enjoy seeing what they've done here to make this competitive arena for linemen. So that's going to be fun. That starts, I believe, at 10 o'clock. So now we're going to talk about the Custer County Fair for the next while here, because we're sitting up in the grandstands on this sticky, humid morning. And we're not sure whether we're seeing fog, mist, or smoke at this point in time, because they've been calling for smoke in the air. So we've got a little bit of everything here. And we got a little bit of everything for the Custer County Fair as well. And I have Bob Wynn with us here, who is, of course, a pastor in this area and a part of the Ministerial Association. And for a number of years, Bob has brought in entertainment for the Custer County Fair, no exception here. And I think this is a pretty exciting act you have coming in this year, Bob.
I'm very excited. And particularly, I want to re-express our gratefulness for being able to do this along with the Fair Board and so forth. And this is my 25th year bringing in different people, and it's quite an exciting time. I enjoy listening to music, and every now and again someone will bring me a CD and say, you got to bring these people to the fair, and some of our artists have been found in that way. This concert is featuring a violinist, and I know violin music, unless it's fiddled, it doesn't really tweak everybody's excitement in this area. But let me say this gentleman, Maurice Sclar, is probably the best violinist that you will ever hear in your life, unless you go to Carnegie Hall or someplace like that, one of the big concert halls. He's trained at the best music schools in the United States. He's recorded 20-some albums and played in some of those great halls himself. And interestingly, this is his first time. This is a man in his 50s, and this is his first time to set foot in the state of Nebraska.
Well, this will be a treat.
It will be a treat. He's exceptional. And he is, he was born in a Russian Jewish family in New Orleans. And at a very young age, 12 or 13, his parents had recognized his ability and sent him off to take professional training, and has received scholarships from Juilliard School of Music and Curtis Institute of Music, both in New York City and Philadelphia, respectively. And I'm very excited that he's come.
Well, that background you won't find often here in Nebraska. I mean, it's not impossible, but that background is a lot different than most of us here. But I think you'll find the people here to be warm and friendly, and after they hear him play, I'm sure that he's going to be hearing some compliments, because we were just playing some of the music this morning. And I know, as you mentioned, violins, you think of large orchestras and dramatic music, but his had a little feel of everything to it. I think people are going to get a little of everything there.
Well, he is a Messianic Jew, which means he is born and he's a Jew, but he's a believer in Jesus Christ. And so the program that he will present will be a mixture of Christian music, some of them with a Jewish flavor. Some folks know El Shaddai and the Holy City and things like that. He uses a lot of Jewish music, some of the music that you think of hearing when you see on a movie these folks dancing at a wedding, holding their hands out with towels to each person and kicking their legs up, and I like his fast music. Most everybody loves the music when it's fast, and he's very skilled at that. And he might throw some classical music in as well.
Yeah.
I've just really enjoyed him.
One of the things that, as we went along through the years, last year, especially with COVID, we learned some things, how to maybe do things a little bit differently. Now, I think the program has been at the United Methodist Church for a while now, after a stormy show one year when you got wet and decided to move it to the church. And it worked out really good for everybody, so that's where it will be, right?
It will be. I think primarily the reason is that it's accessible for older folks and handicapped folks, and we've had...
Oh, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
We'll let that get by. It's not too bad. I don't hear it too hard in the headphones here, Bob. But yeah, I think access is part of it, right?
I'm sorry.
Access to the church is part of it.
Yeah, it's working out really well. All of that. If I can tell a story, I don't know how much time you give me, but my very first concert that I hosted here 25 years ago, I was brand new to Nebraska. I didn't understand a lot about these trains that we're hearing squeal in the background. And so we were doing a choir. It was a community choir. We did a patriotic cantata with all local people. And I thought, I'm going to call the train people, you know, and say, we got a concert going on here. And could you preempt your trains for about a half an hour on Sunday night? And you could hear the laughter when I asked that question. Sunday morning, I prayed in church, Lord, if there's any way we could have a quiet spell for this cantata. And you know what we did? Because there was a derailment in Ansley that very day, Sunday earlier in the day. And then I felt like calling next year and say, do you want to work with me on this?
Yeah, I got some power
in the future.
Here.
But it's been great. We've just enjoyed being here at the fairground, and it does work well for the time being at the United Methodist Church. Love to have everybody come at 7 o'clock Sunday night. Probably he'll do an hour and a half's worth of music, and all we do is take a love offering for them. We do not have a budget from anybody, the Fair Board or anybody else, so the artists, there aren't a lot of artists will come for just whatever comes into the offering. We do try to take care of his travel expenses, and he and his wife have flown from California. They're already in Omaha as of yesterday, and will be performing at the only Messianic Christian church in the state of Nebraska on Saturday morning, and then here on Sunday morning at the Assembly of God, and then here at the United Methodist Church Sunday night. But we've had 18 local businesses make donations to help make this evening happen to the tune of about $1,000.
That's nice.
And we're very grateful for those businesses. And I'm really excited. I've never met Mr. Sclar. I've seen his pictures. He's one of these guys that on his albums, he looks like he's 20.
But he's really pretty young. He's in his 50s.
Yeah, he's in his 50s. Yeah, he looks like he's in his 50s.
Well, great. Well, we'll look forward to that. That's Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. I want to get there around 6:30 or so and get yourself a seat. It might be full.
We've had pretty full auditorium there each year, and so sure, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Seemed like on church everybody races to get the back seats, but this is one you might want to get closer to watch this man's artistry. And he actually did not want to perform out here at the fairground because his violin is probably worth 10 times the value of my house.
Yes.
And this kind of humidity can make things not so good for stringed instruments. So,
well, and violin, I don't know whether that can compete with a train or not either. So
that's right.
Maybe it all worked out for the best. So, all right, Bob, thanks so much. We appreciate you coming out here, and we wish you the best of luck. I bet you'll have a great show. And again, that's a free will donation. love donation, and the show starts at 7 p.m. at the United Methodist Church in Broken Bow.
On Sunday night.
Sunday night. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
Pleasure.
All right. Let's just have a good old three-way conversation. Come on up here, Michelle. I got an extra mic. I'll give you each one. Thanks again, Bob. Appreciate it. So we're going to talk details on the Custer County Fair. Michelle, first of all, how's it going? How are you holding up?
Good. A little tired, but no. Good.
It's only Friday, young lady.
I know. Hasn't even started yet.
Well, you got some things underway. The shooting sports this morning. I see they're already working on that. And
yes.
They'll do that again tomorrow morning, I think, right?
Yes, 7:30.
Okay. All right, we're going to let Mr. Shada jump in here.
Good morning.
We are at the Trotter Arena here at the Custer County Fairgrounds, and Travis, it looks a little different out front there.
You know, it looks a lot different, and I think it would be quite challenging to just leave these REA poles in the ground for the bull riding and just add one more element of fun. But, you know, for the sake of viewing the show, it might not be the best.
Boy, that would be an obstacle course that I don't think they want to try to complete. But it is a unique look when you first pull up. It kind of startles you, actually. And
right.
Then, I don't know, Michelle, when I first came in, I looked over and I said, what are those guys doing on the ground over there? I actually thought they were real people.
I did too.
So come out and see it, folks, and come out and see the lineman's competition. That starts at 10 o'clock. And this is Friday, and of course there's the shooting going on and some other things. The dog show tonight, that starts I think at 5:30. Yep. And we'll be video streaming that for the folks at 6:30 to 8:30 tonight, so we can catch some of the later events. Yep. And then we start towards the parade on Saturday, the music show on Sunday, amongst other things. The small animal show, as I remember, is on Sunday, and then we get to Monday, and then all the 4-H and FFA judging begins, the horse activities, and all of that sort of thing. Then that night is a big barbecue, which, by the way, Mr. Shada, will be the old-fashioned way. We'll be able to walk through a line this year for that.
That'll be nice.
And enjoy the good food and fun that comes with that. And then everybody's going to stick around and take in the bull riding.
Well, I hope so. You know, this is the 23rd year for this going on, and every once in a while you're like, oh, does somebody want something different? But to me, the crowd is who votes around here, and when they just keep filling it up, I guess that's kind of your answer. And we don't try to recreate the wheel, but at the same token, we try to add a different element every year, so it is different, understanding and recognizing that probably 80% of these people go every year to our Monday night show. We do want it to be just a touch of a different flavor, and so we think we've done that again this year, and it's looking really good.
Well, one of the things that you added a few years ago that probably was one of the, I think, most appreciated things along the way was that big screen.
It really was, and after the first year when we did that, we're like, uh-oh, we created a monster, because now it's like you can't go back, because once you've been there, it's tough. And you know I'm guilty. If I go to a Husker game right after the play, the first thing I do is I look at the big screen to watch that one play again.
Sure.
What'd we do right? What'd we do wrong? And so back and forth when I go to a live sporting event in a major venue like that. And so to be able to bring that here, Adams Land and Cattle, it helps underwrite that as well. And the Custer County Tourism Council, they help us with that. Otherwise, we really couldn't do it. But by doing that, it showcases our sponsors better, their signage. It shows some replays. It keeps the crowd updated as far as updating the standings and the leaderboard, etc. And so it's just a great addition. And this is like year number 5 maybe with it. And we would be in trouble if we didn't have that. Yeah,
I like the part too where you can take the camera and zoom around the crowd a little bit.
The crowd likes it too.
Yeah. Encourage, maybe a young couple to hold hands or give each other a kiss. I like that part.
Encourage it. I like how you put that. Yeah. Our opening ceremony this year, we've tried to do some different things. As people remember, one year we brought in a skydiver, and that went over really, really well. But this year, I don't know how much I want to tell people about it, but I can tell you you're going to like it. It'll be like no other opening that we've ever had before. We're going to honor some local veterans.
Oh, nice.
Here. The youngest one will be 89. The oldest one will be 95.
Wow.
And they're excited, and that makes me excited.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be very, very special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That also along the way was over in Burwell.
Yes, sir.
Talking with the folks over there on Wednesday, and I think I met somebody else that you're going to talk about here today.
Yeah, Tomas Garcia Lazzo is our specialty act that Tomas Livestock Company brings here. He's the most polite gentleman you will ever meet. And what he does with the rope is extremely exciting, in a charro style, which is a Mexican cowboy, a charro style rope. He won a show called Give Big, or it was filmed in Atlanta, Georgia about a year ago and displayed over the winter. And it's basically like America's Got Talent, whatever, and where the audience votes and the judges vote. But I think it was on NBC. Anyway, him and his family, they won $100,000. They won that show. The audience was touched by their story and their talents, and so I think people will be here too.
Yep.
And we're excited to have him here. And I gotta say one cool thing about that. Last year, we had a specialty act named Bobby Kerr here. And if folks remember, he had a car, an old, like, 1939 Roadster car that he brought in the arena. And at the end of the act, the horse was sitting down, and the dogs were sitting down, and there might have been a few other animals, and he drove out of here. So it was pretty phenomenal to see. Bobby Kerr, a month ago, got diagnosed with esophageal cancer. And so obviously in the rodeo world, if you are using that industry to make your income, you have to do it in the summer. So now he's missing not only his health factor, but he's missing some 3 months of income. And Tomas Garcia Lazzo is having us make our check out to Bobby Kerr. So he's essentially doing this event for free. So that's a pretty cool thing to do, and that just makes you like the guy even more.
Yeah, he's very likable. The short time that I was able to spend with him and his son, talk about polite. I think I would love to have every young person hang around him for a day.
Oh yeah, it's yes sir and no sir, and so polite, and his manners are outstanding, and he was trained well by his family, and they are a delight to be around.
So that's going to be a part of the show. Now, we don't want to overlook the quality bulls you're bringing in and the riders themselves.
We've been with Shad Smith. This is the 23rd year, and in some form or capacity, he's been bringing bulls every year. But it's been neat to see his career grow, if you will, along with our event. Now he takes bulls to the National Western Stock Show in Denver, Colorado, the Rodeo Houston, Texas, Sydney, Iowa, Fort Madison, Iowa, and actually the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. So that didn't happen when we first got him here. He wasn't going to those places. He performed basically everywhere between here and Sydney, Iowa, his hometown. And now to watch his bull team, so to speak, grow and develop, and he put his passion into it, and to be able to expose his animals to, they're athletes too, and they earn the right to be there. And those bigger shows want the best of the best, and he has that now, and he's got a reputation for having that. And so it just works out perfect to have him here on this Monday night, and so that's part of it. It really is. It helps a lot.
Now, Bob mentioned the businesses that were helping with the Sunday night show, and I know you can't pull this show off without businesses.
Not at all.
I can't believe that, being in this business, I guess I would have learned a long time ago that these people around here just continue to amaze me every year after year, because we ask them for advertising dollars. They're asked by different groups to support different events, and I know they can't do it all, but they do an awful lot.
I get everywhere, and I've been a lot of places, and I think per capita Custer County is the most giving place in the world. And yes, I mentioned the Adams and Thomas Livestock and Bump and Cindy Markham and the Andersons out of Anselmo, the Great Plains Communications. We've had to shoot. This is the 23rd year. There's 3 shoot skate sponsors that have been a sponsor all 23 years. And just an example, last year, with the uncertainty of the summer and COVID, etc., normally I go face-to-face in all these businesses, and they kind of see me every year type of deal. Well, last year, in lieu of the fact that several of the lobbies maybe were closed, physically closed.
Right.
Businesses were open, but the lobbies were closed. I did something I never do, and I sent out letters to all of them. And we only lost one sponsor last year. And there were some of them that were shut down, literally shut down for 3 months. I mean, mandated to shut down, whatever. And that's impressive.
That's very impressive.
But this year, the same thing. We've had some of them step up. And I even have a few of them that almost think sometimes it's cheap. They say, well, we'd probably give more, but that's what the value is for what we do, I guess. But
what you need. Yeah.
But so we couldn't do it without some of those guys I mentioned, and we have posters all over, and their names are on, and they'll be on the program here for a deal. But just great community support.
Tickets are available where up until when?
You bet. Up until Monday at about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Then we kind of pick them up. The grocery cart here in Broken Bow, Gary's Superfoods in Broken Bow, Eberly Boot and Saddle, and the Broken Bow Chamber. And, of course, they save some money as far as if they want to sit down low. They save $5 by purchasing them in advance, and a couple dollars if you want to sit up here in the grandstands. But obviously, you could buy a hamburger when it's said and done with the money savings if you want to buy in advance. And as we know, Nebraska weather can be weird, but I'm one of those weird guys that watches the forecast like crazy for 10 days.
Yeah.
And it's just stayed 82 and partly cloudy. Monday night has for about 5 or 6 days, and it could be 30 or it could be 100, but it looks really good.
It does.
And so part of the appeal to buying your tickets early is to save money, but also if you're that procrastinator, like, well, if it's too hot or going to rain or too cold, I'm not going to go. Well, I feel comfortable in saying, and Casey and I, weather people will back me up on this, that the weather's going to be really good, and you should buy your tickets in advance. Just go ahead and stick your neck out and act like it's going to happen. Save some money and enjoy the show.
Yeah, and 82 under the grandstand here, or even down in front.
It's fine.
Be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right now we've got this breeze going on. It feels pretty good, doesn't it? All right. That's on Monday night, and come out for the barbecue. I know that Thomas Livestock's a big part of that, and a lot of other businesses chip in for that as well. And that you won't find a better sandwich in the world. And they've got it down to where you walk through, and in no time you have a plate full of food, and then you can stay for the bull riding.
You bet. No, it is exciting, and there's so many volunteers. I know the barbecue would echo that statement, but in our deal too, we're looking at about 35 to 40 volunteers that we ask to either take tickets or run the strip shoot here, or load bulls here, or open shoot gates, judges. There'll be a tarped blue wall that'll go up eventually here and torn down later or whatever. Anyway, all those things literally are done by people whose names don't really get recognized. And the minute I do, I will miss 2 or 3 of them, so I just refrain from that. But that's another thing that makes Custer County pretty special.
Well, there's one gentleman I think that does help you that I should mention. Is Greg Dobish help out sometimes?
Yeah, Greg, he takes that 5-minute shift.
I wondered. I thought he was just a troublemaker.
He is a troublemaker.
I'm surprised
that's the reason it's only a 5-minute shift.
I'm surprised you're still letting him help. He works 5 minutes and goes around and spreads trouble all over the place.
Well, yeah, but if you had to live with his wife, you'd probably make trouble too. Is Jan listening, I hope?
I hope she is.
Yeah. Hey, there's an ironic thing to this Custer County Classic that I don't think we've touched on. It's 23 years old. In all 23 years, Bud Everly gets laryngitis the day that we promote this event on the radio.
Isn't that strange?
It is like clockwork.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, his voice is fine. Today, bam.
Went away.
I mean, he has to learn sign language. I mean, he just can't talk right now.
Well,
so, guys,
that's a
pray for Bud.
Strange illness he has there.
Magically, by Monday, he might be able to talk again.
I bet he
don't
will.
know. It's
Maybe
weird.
even late Saturday, maybe even late Monday night.
Maybe in about 10 minutes, it'll come back.
Well, we shouldn't miss talking about Bud. He's been with you all the way. And of course,
Well, he started it with Terry Fales,
Yeah.
and somehow I just kind of morphed or inherited it. I don't know what kind of deal I got into. I didn't really get asked or told. It just happened.
Yeah.
But they did, and they had a I'd be curious to know if what we're at now is what they envisioned then.
Yeah.
But the idea was just keep moving the needle a little bit, and whether that be an added money to bring better bull riders, whether that being the big screen, the entertainment that we bring. These guys, everybody we brought in the last 5 or 6 years, has all performed in Las Vegas. So they've sold out stadiums at 18,000. We're bringing them here for hopefully a couple thousand. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you for doing it. Thanks to all the sponsors, all the volunteers. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Michelle, let's talk Tuesday, shall we?
Sure.
Okay. I know that you have a website that people can look up all the events, the judging, and all the things that are taking place at both ends of the fairgrounds and at the paddock building and so forth.
Yep.
That starts, at mid-morning, or actually 8, 9 o'clock, I guess, in the morning. They start judging and go throughout the day. And then Tuesday night, help me here because I'm getting Tuesday and Wednesday turned around, but I think Tuesday is the bullfighting night. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, and this will be the third year?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is.
So I know that maybe when it first started, people thought, hey, wait, 2 nights of bull activities, that might be a little over the top.
Yep.
2 entirely different things.
They are.
I
think they kind of complement each other. People that come out Monday night, they love it. And then the people that come out Tuesday night, they love that adrenaline rush. And I think they complement each other very well.
Yeah, and I know you can get tickets in advance and save yourself some coin on that, or you can come out and just enjoy the show.
Yeah.
But one of the things maybe, I know there's, for the first time in a while anyway, there's a beer garden available. Is that available each night of the main events, or just...
Nope, just Tuesday and Wednesday night.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yep,
Okay.
and it's, as you can see, we're out here, and it's just this fenced-in area over here, and then we will put a double fence down the middle. So it is only the west half, like the VIP area, and then the grassy area that's just west of Trotter Arena.
Okay, you can see the area here.
Yep.
Plenty of room, but it's the size where you can keep track of things, and I know that you want everybody to be careful, and you're going to do a great job of making sure everything's safe and sound.
Yes.
But you do have that on Tuesday for the bullfighting, and on Wednesday night's show.
Yes.
Now, I know that you're excited about the events we've talked about so far, but I have a hunch that you're invested pretty well into Wednesday night.
I am.
You had a big part in the show last year.
Yes.
So talk about the show this year.
So this year we have Chancey Williams coming. We have Sam Cox Band and Borderline opening. So, I think it's going to be a really exciting show. I don't know if anyone has ever seen Chancey Williams in concert, but he puts on a really good show. And I don't know, like I was telling my husband and son, his fiddle player is amazing. She can fiddle with the best of them.
And that's a big part of the show then.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So advance tickets still available up until the night of the show?
The day, and they can get them at the gate, but just like Travis said, if you get them early, you save a little bit of money. You can go to outhousetickets.com.
Okay.
Or the chamber does have some tickets here. So
good.
$15 for general admission, $20 for VIP, and then the day of the show they increase by $5. But
okay. Well, one of the things that most of us who put on anything at all over the years, even maybe having a birthday party at the house, it's only fun when everybody shows up.
Yes.
And you want to have everybody show up that wants to hear good country music. You mentioned the other day a little bit of a Red Dirt offering as well, country.
Yep.
And if we have a good crowd, then we know we're going to be doing this show next year, talking about the act next year, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's all come out and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
Yes.
What time does that all start?
Gates open at 6, and Borderline will take the stage at 7.
Okay. And to whenever it ends, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully, Chancey takes the stage at 9, so we should be done by 10:30.
Yeah, usually 90 minutes and an encore, something
Yep.
like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Then, of course, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the grand finale on Thursday night. I know that it's always amazing when you look over at the Farm Credit Services covered arena and you see the stands full on Thursday night of people supporting the kids. That's a very important part of this fair.
It is. It is huge. It's amazing to me, like you were talking earlier, all of the sponsors for each night of these events. And then you look over Thursday night, and a lot of those same sponsors are in the arena bidding on those kids' livestock and supporting the kids as well. So I do have to second Travis. I think Custer County is one of the best at supporting all aspects. So
Yeah, and you as an agricultural producer yourselves,
Yep.
livestock and more, it's nice to have that kind of support for the industry itself as well, not only the
It
kids.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So that starts at 7, I think.
At 7 Thursday night. Yep.
All right. And then
So-
you start planning for next year after that?
We do. Well, actually, there's already plans for next year in the works. So, yep. And I do want to mention, so because of the concert being on Wednesday night, the teen dance is going to be on Tuesday night.
That's right. Okay.
So just to let everybody know. And then new this year, we decided any 4-H or FFA kid that is interested in a little showmanship clinic, we've got a group of older kids that are going to work alongside H&H, which is a Weaver show supply,
Okay.
to put on a showmanship clinic Sunday night at 7 in the Custer County Farm Bureau covered show ring.
Okay.
So, if you're showing, I should say beef, because that's
Yeah.
what these kids are
That's what they're doing.
good at. If you're showing beef and you want to learn a little bit more before show day, come and enjoy.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, thanks for taking time. I know you're busy getting
thank
ready
you.
for everything, but we appreciate you stopping by the grandstand here today.
Yes, thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. I'll just take that and hand these over to these guys. These guys are Matt Thomas, it's Jamie Anderson. How you guys doing?
Good. Good morning.
Let me turn on your mic, Jamie.
Oh,
Wouldn't
that'd
be
be
any
great,
fun
yeah.
to talk to you if we couldn't hear you.
Good morning.
Morning, Dave. Morning. I'm a little worried, guys. I was going to mention to Michelle, but there's a teen dance that Michelle mentioned. I think Brent Apperson is going to try to get in because he's so short. He thinks he can get in as a teen.
He might.
Says the guy that's randomly sitting in the empty bleachers up towards the top.
You're always so sharp in the morning. Well, we've been talking about volunteers and everything that it takes to put this fair on. And one of the most popular events, let's face it, is Monday night for the free pit barbecue and digging that good protein out of the ground and enjoying it in a sandwich. How's it going?
It seems to be going well. We've got the pits dug out. This looks like the weather's going to not be quite so hot for us, and we're sort of, after last year having to perform differently, I guess, with the drive-through and everything. Looking forward to going back to the traditional way of doing things. So.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Don't get too far off track here, but you guys pulled that off last year. I didn't.
With a lot of help from a lot of people.
I know, Jamie, but I didn't. I knew you guys were going to be very organized and give it your best shot. But I thought, how is this really going to fall together and work? And it really worked pretty darn
We
nice.
almost had the same numbers that we normally have, so I was amazed.
Yeah, and kudos to you guys and all the volunteers for that. We still don't know whether we had to do that or not, but we did it. And
it probably was the safest way
it's
to
the
go
right
at the
thing
time.
to do. Yep, the right thing to do. So this year, no problem. They just line up down at the normal spot and walk through, right?
And I've had many volunteers tell me that they kind of missed that because they didn't get as much interaction with the public. So I think a lot of the volunteers are very excited to actually be there and be able to see them face to face again.
How many volunteers are we talking about here?
It takes about 110.
110
between the pit and then the pit people that work on doing the meat, and then all the people that work the day of the barbecue. Yeah.
Oh man, I was thinking maybe 50 volunteers.
No, I counted it up.
It's 110.
Yeah.
That's a lot of good folks, but it is kind of rewarding. It's a lot of fun. I think everybody has a good time who helps with the barbecue.
I believe everybody has a good time. Everybody's exhausted when it's done, but they keep coming back to help the next year, so they must not be having too bad a time. So.
Yeah. What's left to do here? Anything we can do to help? Anybody?
We just want people to come out.
There you go.
Yeah, we do have dilly bars this year, which is a new thing, so that's kind of exciting. We want to thank Dairy Queen for giving those to us at a huge discount. So yeah, we really appreciate it.
Nice. I've been lucky enough, I think, to be assigned to that again.
You are, yes. You're kind of social, I've found.
Yeah, that's what Brent was asking me. Am I actually going to hand any out? So I guess that's kind of hard because a lot of the people, and that's one thing really nice about this event. You get to see people that maybe you haven't seen for 6 months or a year.
It's true.
Yeah.
You do get kind of hung up visiting for a while, don't you?
Yeah, and it's a good time to catch up a little bit with folks. And there's plenty of room here for people to, visit and as they eat and so forth.
Right. Yep. We're going to have more picnic tables this year. Thomas Livestock is putting their picnic tables out here, so we've got hopefully a little more places for people to sit.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, that will help.
Nice. All right. Are there some people you want to thank, or are we in danger of leaving somebody out?
Oh, there's so many people. I do want to say thanks to the Custer County Foundation. Being able to have these funds go through them, and then also that Give for Custer County, all the people that gave money to match, and I mean they have helped us, keep this thing going. So. Yeah. Those are one people I know that I think are underappreciated sometimes, and I want to say thanks.
Our meat prices were quite a bit more this year, just with the way things are going, and due to some of those matching funds and some of the fundraising that's went on, that we're going to still be able to run the same program. So
yeah, Travis was talking earlier last year that he typically for the bull riding goes out and personally calls on as many of the potential sponsors as he can, but last year he didn't. And so he sent out letters like you guys do.
Right.
And I think he said they came up one short of what they normally do. The response to, well, let's face it, we get a lot of emails and a lot of letters these days. It's pretty cool. People pay attention to it and send you a check.
It is unreal. I mean, I know Michelle echoed this, but Custer County definitely supports all the things that go on, and it is amazing to me, the volunteers and the monetary donations. It's awesome.
All right. I haven't seen Hunter and Faith's daughter for a while. She may be in high heels by the time I see her again.
Hey, we got the same problem. We actually had to, bribe them with lunch the other day so that they could come out so that we could, get a quick glimpse.
Well, we're going to have a barbecue and have them over so we can catch up. But
I would say there's a chance she might be out and about on Monday night, so you'll have to look for her. You might have to give her some ice cream or something.
That would be great. Is there anything else as far as the barbecue goes that you guys want to mention before we close?
I don't know. It's our 51st year. Last year was supposed to be our big 50th, which obviously changed a little bit because of COVID, and so we're celebrating 51, and we'll see how much longer we can continue to do it. So
I hope you can. And also a shout out again, of course, this is the Tuffy Winburg Memorial Barbecue.
It is.
And that got started, I think, a couple of years ago. I remember talking to the family over on the covered arena area there. And that's pretty cool because Tuffy, he loved this event.
Yeah, he sure did. And honestly, the people that work the pit, there's a lot of, I don't want to say elderly gentlemen. They're getting older anyway. But yeah, without them, I mean, we wouldn't be having this. We have to have the people that are willing to stay up most of the night and cook the food. So
yeah. That's, I don't know, but that gets harder as you get older to stay up all night.
That gets a lot harder, yes.
I'm thinking 8 o'clock, it's late. Hey, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yep, appreciate all your help. All right, we have, I think, one more guest maybe here, Brent, but we're going to take a time out, and we'll come back with more of the breakfast show from the Custer County Fairgrounds. And talk a little bit later on about the Lineman's Rodeo. And you can hear all this equipment that is being used right now. Come out and see this, folks. I don't think you're going to quite believe it when you pull up and walk into the grandstands here and take a look. We're going to take a time out. We'll come back with more of the breakfast show right after these words.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. A couple of things we want to remind you about back here in the studio. Earlier this week, we had the opportunity to visit with Chad Dolan as the races are back up and going this weekend in Dawson County at Lexington at the Dawson County Raceway. And the first race of the month of August, they always make it back to school night. So that'll be the case on Sunday, as it'll be August 1st. It's back to school night presented by Sander Furniture and supported by sponsors Kevin Osborne Trucking and the Osborne family, KRVN of Lexington, and a variety of other sponsors. They're going to give away 450 backpacks full of school supplies. Those will be given out, and kids get in free on Sunday. We talked to Chad earlier this week, and they try very hard to make it a family event at the Dawson County Raceway. So check it out. It'll be on Sunday. Gates open at 3:30. Green flag drops at 6. $12 for adults. And again, kids will be admitted free with a paid adult admission. Also, quickly, some information regarding a job opportunity that you'll see posted right now on sandhillsexpress.com on the employment page. Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership looking for an individual to work as an infant toddler temporary cook, 40 hours per week in Broken Bow. Starting pay will be $11.36 per hour. This individual would purchase food and prepare meals, among other responsibilities. For an application, contact CNCAP Human Resource Department at 745-0780. Extension 0. All right, we have a little 2-minute interview here that Emily Barnett did with one of the folks involved in the Custer County Fair. So we're going to play that. We'll check in with Dave, see if they're ready to go. But in the meantime, enjoy this interview around the Custer County Fair.
This next Custer County Fair interview is brought to you by Bow Family Furniture and Flooring. I'm Emily Barnett here with Lily. How are you, Lily?
Good.
What's your last name?
Gergoski.
And where are you from?
I'm from Broken Bow.
What grade are you going into this year?
I'm going into 6th grade.
6th grade. Are you excited?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, how many years have you been coming to the Custer County Fair?
3, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what kind of projects did you bring this year?
So I'm showing sheep, and then I have a couple sewing projects, but today I'm doing a tire seat and a bathroom organizer.
Ooh, a tire seat and a bathroom organizer. I feel like I could use the organizer to hold all your stuff, right?
Yeah.
How did you come up with that idea?
So it's in the Pinterest project things, category.
Uh-huh.
So I looked on Pinterest, and that's pretty much how I got the idea.
That's awesome. And a tire seat, huh? Is it comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what kind of projects did you sew that you'll show later?
I sewed a shirt, and I kind of patched up some jeans.
Okay. When I said later, that was last week, wasn't it? At the fashion show?
Yep.
A shirt and patched up some jeans, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you looking forward to about showing your sheep next week?
I'm super excited. They're doing really good. I think they're going to be pretty high in the ranks.
Yeah. What kind of preparation goes into showing your sheep? How have you been working with them?
Well, you have to make sure that you exercise them a lot, and they can't be too tame because you want them to tense up when they're around you. And you have to make sure that they're comfortable with you holding them so that you can control them.
Wow. And how did you learn all this? Did you have someone helping you to teach you?
Yeah, my aunt's actually the sheep superintendent, so she kind of helped me.
That's awesome. Well, are you so excited to be here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for visiting with me, Lily, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lily. This interview is brought to you by Bow Family Furniture and Flooring.
All right, Emily, thank you very much. 12 minutes in front of the hour. I think Dave has rounded up some more guests. So we're going to send you back now to the Custer County Fairgrounds and David J. Burney.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, we're live here again at Trotter Arena. And I think maybe I'm in trouble. I was thinking we were going to visit with the guys about the Lyman's Rodeo at 9, and Rick tells me 8:30. So we'll extend it out as long as we need to visit, because we have some special guests here that we want to talk to. And it's been a while since we were able to visit with Rick Nelson, as he is on his summer schedule, and we're not doing the breakfast show at least quite as often. Rick, it's good to see you again.
Well, it's good to see you too, Dave. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just have to tell you, on the air, when I pulled up this morning, the site here was much different than I thought it was going to be. Not ever been into a lineman competition before. It kind of set me back.
Yeah, so I drove up here last Monday when we set it up, and I got goosebumps, actually. You know, what these guys put together and what this looks like, it's the real thing. And one other thing to remember, you're going to talk to a couple of guys here in a little bit, but this is, I equate it to swimming. So I know swimming, USA Swimming. You know, when you're sanctioned by that, then you're automatically set for the Olympics. You can swim Olympic time. This is the same thing. So they've got it set up. This is APPA, all regulation.
Right.
It's all of these guys then can be set up for the national rodeo stuff. So it's the same thing, and it's pretty impressive.
Well, let's go back to, if you don't mind, when you've been on the breakfast show and you first discovered that it was likely that this event would not be at the state fair this year. I guess you could have said, well, that's too bad. I don't know what we can do about it. But you and others decided, what the heck, let's do it here.
Yeah, so I went to these guys and I said, yeah, I don't care what happens in Lincoln. I don't care what happens in Omaha. And if they don't have it in Grand Island at the state fair, by golly, we're going to have it somewhere, because I know how important it is to my guys. And, you know, there's 52, 55 people here participating today. It's important to each one of them too. And so it's not only my organization, but it's all a public power across the state. And I just flat out said, you know what? If I got to put it on, we're going to have a rodeo, and so here we are. NPA is behind it. You know, these guys are behind it. We've been. They'll talk to it here in a little bit, but just countless number of committee meetings, and you know, you just don't throw this thing together. So it's pretty exciting, and I'm just thrilled and happy that we get to host it here, and so we're pretty excited.
We're going to talk more details about this with the guys, and I know you folks can hear all the work being done yet before the event starts, and so there's some finishing touches being done here, and there's guys up in the boom truck and some things being done here. So that's the noise that you're hearing. This all starts at 10.
So the opening ceremonies, which you want to be here at 10:30.
10:30, okay.
The opening ceremonies, I guarantee you will have a shiver going down your back. It's pretty impressive, and these guys are, you know, it'll bring a tear to your eye. So that starts at 10:30. There'll be some announcements that happen. There'll be, and then the competition actually starts at 11 o'clock.
Well, 11, okay.
Yep.
All right.
So
it gives people
still
time.
have enough time. I think it's be 2.5, 3 hours, and then we'll be completed. And then after that, we'll have some awards and a little steak fry, and so that'll be the end of the day. But 10:30 for sure. If you're coming out to it, be here by 10:30. That opening ceremony is just phenomenal.
All right. And by the way, folks, the grandstands are open. There's no charge for this.
Nope.
You just sit down, and we've got a nice breeze going right now, and you're shaded from the sun, and so you'll be comfortable. So come out. I think it's something that a lot of us didn't get down to the state fair to see. This is our chance to see it.
This is our chance to see it, and like I said, this is the real deal. This isn't just my guys coming out here and playing around. These guys will talk about it that we're bringing up, but there's rules, there's regulations, there's safety, there's everything that goes into this, and it's just not coming out here and playing. it's the real deal.
All right, heavy competition. I got to ask you a question. The
Yep.
gentleman down there with his hair's the color of mine.
Yep.
Is he going to climb a pole?
He probably will not climb a pole, but he's going to judge people to climb in the pole.
Oh,
yep.
All right.
So you could have that job.
Well, no. I was thinking if he's going to climb the pole, then I'm feeling pretty not adequate at all.
Yeah. Well, the two guys that I'm going to introduce here in a little bit have climbed the pole, and in fact, just I know one of them climbed it here this Monday. So
all right,
they're capable.
Well, I know. I want to ask the questions about which is harder, going up or down. I've always wondered that. We'll get to that when we.
Yeah.
So if this, Rick, if this goes well, facility's perfect for this.
It's perfect.
There'll be discussions about having it back, you think?
I think there will be some pretty heavy discussions about that. We're pretty excited, and I think the fair board's pretty excited about having here. We're going to do what we can to make sure it comes back.
All right.
Yep.
I think what we'll do, programming-wise, is Brent, let's go ahead and take that news break a little bit early and bring it back to us if you would, and then Rick will introduce our guests, and we'll find out more detail about this lineman rodeo that's taking place this morning here at the Custer County Fairgrounds. Stay tuned.
All right, Dave, sounds good. We will pass along a couple of notes here for you before we get to news, then a couple of notes after. Then we'll go back to the fairgrounds and continue to visit about the Line Workers Rodeo in town today at the Custer County Fairgrounds. I want to let you know about our good friend Roxanne at Nebraska Land Hearing Center in Broken Bow. She has some special things going on. In fact, right now she has a Beat the Heat special pricing through the end of August. Free hearing evaluation, free extended warranties on new hearing aids, never buy batteries again on new rechargeable hearing aids, extended discounts for both Hearing Summer Special as well as buying local. Boy, an opportunity to save. And let's face it, folks, our hearing is extremely important to us. So make that call today and get your appointment set up. Call them at 308-384-3852. Take advantage of the Beat the Heat special pricing going on now through the end of August. Again, the number 308-384-3852 for the Nebraska Land Hearing Center. You'll find them located in the Broken Bow Chamber Building, 4 doors down from Bow Bootery downtown, Broken Bow. Also, coming up in September, it's Junk Jaunt, but right now you need to, basically decide if you're going to take part in it, and if you are, you need to make sure that you get your listing into the shopping guide that they are putting together right now. To have your Junk Jaunt sale included in the shopper guide, all vendor registrations must be postmarked by August 1st or at the Junk Jaunt office in Ord by August 4th. Now, if you want to send them through the mail, here's where you send it to. Nebraska's Junk Jaunt, 1523 M Street, Suite 104. It's Ord, Nebraska, 68862. Again, your vendor registrations must be postmarked by August 1st or turned into the Junk Jaunt office in Ord by August 4th. You can also find out more information by going to their website, junkjaunt.com. It's 8:57.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Says the Delta variant spreads as quickly as chickenpox and causes severe sickness. As cases climb, President Biden is urging states and local governments to offer $100 to anyone who gets vaccinated against COVID. CBS's Laura Podesta.
There are about 100 million unvaccinated people who are eligible to get inoculated. Experts blame the surge in cases on the more contagious Delta variant.
These two fans have a plan to protect themselves at the Lollapalooza Music Festival in Chicago.
We have our N95 masks ready, so we're going to try and be front row for at least 2 artists, but otherwise we're not trying to be like mingling too much, not sharing drinks.
Huge loss for the world's top tennis player Novak Djokovic at the Olympics. He went down in the semis to Alexander Zverev. CBS's Steve Futterman.
Djokovic was going for a golden slam, trying to win all 4 Grand Slam events in the same year, plus capture the Olympic gold in singles.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, Here's Eddie Garcia.
News from the NBA, where the LA Lakers are reportedly acquiring star guard Russell Westbrook from the Washington Wizards for Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and the number 22 pick in this year's NBA draft, which turned out to be Isaiah Jackson from Kentucky. At the NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons selected Oklahoma State star Cade Cunningham with the number 1 overall pick as expected. The Rockets took Jalen Green from the G League at number 2, and Evan Mobley of USC went number 3 to the Cavaliers. In baseball games of note, Giants shut out the Dodgers 5-0 to take 2 of 3 in the series and move 3 games back up on LA in the NL West. In other news for the Dodgers, they're reportedly getting all-star pitcher Max Scherzer and all-star shortstop Trey Turner from the Washington Nationals before the deadline. Rays crushed the Yankees 14-0. New York, though, getting Anthony Rizzo from the Cubs at the deadline. Tampa Bay moves a game and a half back at Boston in the AL East, with the Red Sox being crushed by the Blue Jays 13-1. Boston getting slugger Kyle Schwarber from the Nationals.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, we'll have mostly cloudy skies with some patchy smoke, a slight chance for an afternoon storm with high temperatures approaching 90. Then for tonight, chance for showers and storms, a low of 64. For Saturday, partial sunshine making a return. We're back in the lower 80s for high temperatures. And for your Sunday, expecting a good deal of sunshine. We'll work up to a high of 83 degrees. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Cloudy and 75 in our KCNI KBBN studios on this Friday morning. Before we send you back to the fairgrounds, a quick note about what's happening at the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. They're continuing their parking lot pizzas that they do on Mondays. They'll continue to serve those to the end of August from 5 until 7:30. They've got them hot and ready to go. Pepperoni or beef medium, only $7. Add a soda for $1. They'll continue to do that in the parking lot at the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow, 5 to 7:30 p.m. on Mondays till the end of August. And make sure you check out their brand new Express Lunch menu with items starting at just $5. They serve that now Monday through Friday from 11 until 2. It's hot, pretty much ready to go so that you can stop in, order off the Express Lunch menu, and be on your way for the lunch hour. So take advantage of that. Some of the things happening with the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. Also, don't forget about our good friend Stan right there at the Whiskey Barrel in Broken Bow. If you're having an event coming up this weekend or soon and you need some beverages and some refreshments, well, the Whiskey Barrel is the place. So swing on in, talk to Stan and the crew, and they will set you up, take care of you. You can always count on them having the lowest prices that they can have every single day. Take advantage of those at the Whiskey Barrel in Broken Bow, Nebraska. All right, it is 9:02. Let's take you back now to the Custer County Fairgrounds. We're talking about the Line Workers Rodeo happening today at the Custer County Fairgrounds. And to find out more about it, we again say good morning to David J. Burney.
Thank you, Brent. Appreciate that very much. Having fun here today. Excited about what's going to take place here this morning. Starting to feel a little buzz and a little hum here with the people coming in. The guys are coming in, looking around. The judges are here. And so I hope that folks, you'll come out and watch this if you can. Come in out over your noon hour. If your lunch is 11:30 or 12, you should be able to see a lot of this over your lunch hour. Maybe ask for a little extra time because it will be worth seeing this, as I'm hearing the guys talking about how keen this competition is, Rick. This is going to be fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely. It's not something you see every day, but it's something that all these linemen do every day, and so it kind of gives you a little glimpse into what do they do when they pull up with a bucket truck, and what do they do? Why is that guy climbing that pole?
Yeah.
It gives you just a little glimpse of what they may do in an outage. It's a lot of fun.
Well, it gives us a chance to cheer and clap for the guys too.
Yeah.
I know we thank them a lot during winter when they get our lights back on, but this would be a good way for us to show our appreciation. Let's just do it this way, Rick. You hold on to that mic, and I'll have you introduce our next guest, and I'd like you to maybe hang with us and ask questions that maybe I don't think of.
Okay.
That work?
So the first one will be Brian Winfield. He's with Maine Electrical Sales. He's been doing this since day one, been on the committee, been heavily involved. He's a real champion for public power, and he wants this thing to go, for the linemen's sake and for public power. So, Brian, what do you think?
Well, I'm excited. I can tell you that. Dave, you're right. There's a buzz in the air. It just feels a little electric today. No pun intended, or pun intended. We're really excited this year. This has been at the Nebraska State Fair in Grand Island for 9 years. Well, this would be our 9th year, but we didn't have it last year because of the pandemic. So this is actually our 8th rodeo, but 9th year of its existence. And so it just every year it gets better, and having it here in Custer County at the Trotter Arena is amazing. You won't recognize the arena. I can tell you that. You're used to bull riding and calf roping and barrel racing, and this is going to look a little different when you come out this morning. There's utility poles here. I was telling Dave off air that, the guys, it just took them a few hours to build this, and
Right.
It's amazing. They know what they're doing, and the competition is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, so one of the things, we saw some guys walking up, some retired guys. Talk a little bit about the judges, the people who are just excited about this and come back, and the guy from Polk County, just some of those guys that are around. It's in their blood, kind of.
Sure. Oh yeah, this is a brotherhood.
Yeah.
These line workers are, they're power warriors. And it's almost a lifelong commitment for them. We've got retired judges from Polk County, from Nebraska Public Power District, Loop Power District, Southern Power District. I mean, these guys are still in it. They want to come judge. They want to be part of this event, and we welcome them with open arms because, again, it's like a brotherhood. They want to be part of it forever.
Right.
So it's like rodeo is with cowboys and cowgirls. They compete against each other 100%. They want to win that trophy, but if that other cowboy or cowgirl needs a hand, needs a little bit of support, at least, I sense that's what takes place here.
That's exactly what takes place. Yeah, big support network here, and it goes all the way to, during outages and storms, everybody comes together in a mutual aid event across the state, and especially Nebraska, because we're the only 100% public power state, which is pretty significant. Out of all 50, we're the 100% public power state, the only one, and these guys all work together. A few weeks ago, there was the high winds and stuff in Omaha, and there was over 700 line workers in Omaha getting customers back on.
Working together to get the customers back.
Yeah, I had heard a number as high as 180,000 customers without power, and these guys all flooded in and got, guys and girls, got the lights back on for the folks in Omaha. So
these guys included an event this year. And I don't want to steal anything from our next guest, but they included an event this year that's called the Mutual Aid event, and it kind of brings some of that camaraderie together. You talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, after the other events are completed, we decided to have a mutual aid. We've talked about it for years, and we implemented it this year. So we drew names out of a hat, 2 competitors from different utilities, and they're going to partner up in the final event. And they're going to compete for prizes as well. So it really brings everybody together. Last night we had kind of a meet and greet, and we announced the names, and everybody found their partner, and it was just really cool to see those guys say, "Oh yeah, you and I are going to win."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little basic question here. You showed me some video, and you have climbed poles over the years.
Well, I've climbed one pole.
One pole.
And it was a lot of effort.
Oh, so you just experimented one time?
Yes.
Okay. How was it?
It was a little scary. You got hooks on your feet, and they're not very big, and you got to make sure that they stay in the pole or you come down. There's safety. Safety's a big part of what we're doing in this event and their normal, day-to-day work habits. So there was a safety strap. If I would have fallen or the gaffs would have come out of the pole, it would have caught me, but that would have been really not a good thing. They would have had to come up and save me, and that's a lot. But I was pretty gassed. Yeah, after I did that, it gave me even a greater appreciation for what we're going to see today.
Well, they're going to see guys that know what they're doing, that respect safety, number one, but also pretty darn good athletes. So this is going to be fun to see. I hope a lot of people come
They
out.
are very good
Yes,
athletes.
indeed. Yeah.
I was gassed, and it was only 30-second to a minute deal,
Right.
and they'll go out in a storm, and they'll be up and down poles for over 20 hours. I mean, it's amazing.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, thank you.
Good to see you. Do you ever get to Arnold anymore?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I get to Arnold. Yep. Know the good folks
Arnold
back
native.
there.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. So stick around. We'll have more questions for you, but I'd like to hand it off to Trevor Roth at this point. He's from MPPD. He's been doing lineman rodeo for forever and been all over the United States. He works for MPPD, but this is kind of his bailiwick. And Trevor, what do you think of this grounds? What do you think?
I've been to a lot of different rodeo grounds, like Rick had said, across the United States. We've been in all kinds of different things, and parks to parking lots. But this by far has to be one of the coolest venues I've ever been to, with the grandstand set up here inside an actual rodeo arena. We call it the Lineman's Rodeo. It's a very exciting event. A lot of people are excited to be here. The cool thing about it is we have the largest rodeo to date in the state of Nebraska here, as the competitors signed up. We have 14 journeyman teams, and we have 26 apprentices signed up to compete today, which is the largest rodeo we've had since we started this 9 years ago.
Well, that's great, and that's kind of shows the hard work that you guys have been doing. Talk a little bit about judges and the process. It's not just climbing the pole then climbing back down, but that there are some things that they got to do. It's some of it's time. What kind of describe that a little bit.
So what we do is we write up an event description for each event, and it tells the line workers what they got to do. Sometimes we simulate that they're energized events. Sometimes we simulate that they're dead and grounded events. And so for the journeyman, we have one of each this year, mystery events we call them. In the past, we'd had events where they knew what the events were prior to coming to the rodeo, and we've gotten feedback from the competitors. They really enjoy the mystery events. That way they can come here, just have some good times. They don't have to worry about practicing or anything like that. And that way they can just show their skills and abilities while they get here and not worry about practicing. And it really makes it for a little bit funner rodeo. The competition is still real stiff, but it's just a little bit more relaxed, and the competitors just really enjoy the mystery event. We do have Todd here. I was going to just have him jump in here and see what he thinks about the mystery events. Todd's been doing line worker rodeos for 14 years now. He's been around. I think, if I remember right, he's a 4-time first place winner here at the journeyman event, or maybe 5. I don't know for sure. 4, I don't know. Oh, 3, excuse me, 3. I was giving him more pub than what he deserved.
Now, don't forget, Custer had one of those here a couple years ago.
Yep.
Number 1.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago. Pete and
John
Burkhorst. Yep, they won a few years ago. So, but Todd's been around a long time. What do you think about the mystery events and where we are this year?
Well, as far as where we're at in the arena, everybody's already kind of said it. This is an awesome setting. It's kind of neat to have the grandstands right here. Anybody coming out to watch, whether it's hot and sunny or rainy, it's going to be comfortable conditions, and they'll be able to see everything.
Todd, I was wondering on the mystery event side of it, I guess when you have a storm or there's a problem out there and you have to go work on the line, you don't always know exactly what you're going to get into. So I think this mystery thing probably fits pretty nicely, not knowing exactly what you're going to need to do to get things fixed.
I agree. Yeah. When you get called out at night, you don't know until you get there, and so then you have to, slow down and think about what you're doing, put safety first, get lights back on as safe as you can, as fast as you can. It's going to be the same thing here. We figure out what we're going to do, we figure out how we're going to do it safe, then we try to do it as fast as we can.
Talk a little bit about all the different places that you guys have. I think I had it in my head that this was a Nebraska thing, and you guys only did this in Nebraska, but I'm way off there. You guys are all over the place.
Yeah, we've been to Texas, California, Tennessee, Florida. We've been kind of all over. But some states have had rodeos for a long time. It's pretty big in Texas, in the southern states. But yeah, we've traveled around a little bit.
Yeah. Do you ever have a case where you went to one of those rodeos and then maybe you had to do mutual work and run into some of the guys that you competed against?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. I've met some people at the rodeo that I ran into on a storm job when we went to Florida with Hurricane Irma.
Yeah.
So I ran into him there. And the gentleman from Grand Island, he was in Irma in a different town, and so we got to visit about that last night, his experiences with storm down there and my experiences. And,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And with the state, just getting to know some of the local guys in the state, that's been really beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is going to be fun. Is there any trash talk that takes place during these?
Get Pete up here and ask him. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, a little bit. I heard some of that last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Just the beginning,
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to back up a little bit, talk about the safety aspect, because that's a huge deal. We practice safety in the field. I know you guys have a safety briefing. I think you go over some of these events as you walk through, which is going to be happening here in about 9:30. Talk a little bit about that. How safety plays a role in this.
Well, safety is the biggest role in this and everyday stuff. I mean, this is awesome. It's a great line of work, but getting home safe is the number one thing.
Yep.
Whether it's here or whether it's your regular Tuesday morning or a Saturday night outage, it's get home safe.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be on display here today.
You bet.
So I hope folks will come out and catch it. Again, I'm thinking you got a lunch hour, grab something and come out here and watch the event. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Nice meeting you, Todd.
Trevor, talk a little bit. People are in the stands. What are they looking out here at? They're going to see some tables out here. You know, what's all that?
So when you're sitting up here in the stands on the west side here, we have 3 poles. That's actually going to be a speed climb event. It's for the apprentices. We do have a table out here where they can come in, check in, so we can keep track of where the apprentice and journeyman teams are going. And then right in the middle, you'll see 4 poles with 3 crossarms on them. That's another apprentice event that is called an obstacle climb. They got to climb up the pole, move some hardware back and forth, and then actually rotate the arm on the top of the pole 180 degrees. That's pretty challenging for some folks. That arm weighs around 50 pounds. So imagine climbing up there, they're 35 foot in the air, putting a belt or taking that and pushing around the pole.
You got to manhandle it.
Yeah, definitely manhandle it. Yep. And then over on the east side here, you'll see 4 poles with mannequins on top of them, and we use that. It's called Hurt Man Rescue. That's one of the first things you learn when you learn how to climb poles is how to rescue your buddy. We all know that line work is very dangerous, and so we have to make sure we can get that individual on the ground if something happens to him and start CPR. And so that's always our one event that we have every year at the rodeo, and at every rodeo I've ever attended, they've always had the Hurt Man Rescue, so that way we can make sure we get him down to the ground and get him down safely to render aid.
In years past, we've had just spectators, we've had just the normal public call the sheriff's department or the local police because they saw these mannequins hanging up there and they thought it was an actual line worker.
Boy.
And so we should, Trevor, we should extend out. If somebody wants to be an actual, no, I'm just kidding. You can't actually be a dummy up there.
No.
But
So first of all, Dave doesn't weigh enough to be
No,
one of those.
that's true.
Can
Dave's
fit
too
the
skinny.
dummy part, but
Dave's too skinny. But you will see the mannequins up there, and it looks a little bit odd, but that is part of that competition. One thing about the Hurt Man Rescue, it is something that every line worker has to certify on every year. So once a year, they have to do this exact event and stay current with it in order to maintain their climbing privileges. So it's a normal everyday thing, and that event is for both apprentices and the journeyman teams. Back to you, Trevor.
Yeah, and those mannequins aren't just filled with air anyway. They are supposed to emulate an actual person, so they weigh about 185 pounds, and they're about 6 foot tall. So it's not like they're just a light piece of plastic up there. They're actually supposed to imitate an actual person. So it's just something that it just not real easy to do. And then if you go to the north side of the arena, we have our journeyman events over there. We have a cross arm change out and then a cutout change out. Like if you lose power in the middle of the night, cutout goes bad. When you hear that big bang, it sounds like a shotgun. We're going to actually change one of those out, and that's the Journeyman events. It is very exciting here. I can see some of the competitors are starting to walk around a little bit. I think they're getting kind of antsy to get going. It's a beautiful day here at the Custer County Fairgrounds. I was kind of worried yesterday. It was pretty hot when we were here getting things set up, but there's a real nice breeze. If you guys have any time, sneak out here, check out this. If you see Rick or anybody from the Custer County Public Power District, give them a little pub too, a little thanks. They have done a lot of work here helping us out to get this going, to bring everybody here to do this rodeo. We have teams all the way from Scotts Bluff, Nebraska, all the way up to Wayne is the farthest northeast part of the state we're at. So one of our competitors actually live in Ponca, so we're even closer to the South Dakota-Iowa border. So we have people from all over the
state. Yep.
All over the state here today competing.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with us. I'm guessing you guys are about ready to start rolling here with some of the preliminaries, but I appreciate you taking time, Trevor.
So Trevor's kind of in charge of the judges, and so he had a judges meeting right before we went on air. He's got to be down there at 9:30 to do a walkthrough. They're going to do a walkthrough with all the competitors and all the judges, and so it's starting to get real.
It's getting real. One of the things I wanted to ask you about, and Trevor, maybe you can answer this, or Brian. To your knowledge, has this rodeo encouraged maybe some young men or women to become a lineman?
Definitely. There was a couple years ago we were at the state fair, and I was talking to this young boy. He must have been maybe 14 or 15, and they happened to be at the state fair, and they just showed up, and he was he was there with his grandma and grandpa, and I happened just to be chatting with him for some odd reason. He told his grandma and grandpa he was going to be a lineman now, just for watching the event, and he couldn't get enough. I remember they were trying to. It was a real hot day, and they were trying to get him to go, and he wasn't leaving.
That's funny.
He was at the Hurt Man Rescue, and he wasn't leaving. And he was watching that all day. He must have been there for a few hours. And I even remember the grandma and grandpa, I think, went and sat in the shade as that young boy just stood there and watched the event. So it was really cool to see that as them, kids want to actually be outdoors. Today somebody wants to be inside all the time on their gaming system.
There you go.
Having a kid want to do that, it's very exciting to be in the industry.
Well, and I know that there's programs out there. Rick talks about them occasionally when we do our morning show with him about programs to get young people involved. So this might be another way to let the kids take a look, Brian, and see what they might think about doing it for a career.
Definitely, and it is a great career. Seriously, it's a dangerous career, as everybody knows, but there is safety on top of safety on top of safety. Rick and every public power district and municipality have safety directors, and there's a huge statewide safety program both on the municipal side and the rural side, and they talk about it all the time. So Dave, when they pull up to do work for the day, there's a tailgate session. There's a form. They go through everybody's job and what they're going to do and what they need to do to be safe, and they check everything off just as like they'll do today. They'll go through all the safety aspects of this thing. So yes, I think young people would be definitely inspired. On a personal note, I've been on the rodeo committee for 9 years, and my son-in-law came to one of the rodeos at the state fair. This is probably 4 or 5 years ago, and now he's a lineman. He went to Metro Community College. He graduated earlier this year, and he's interning with Rick here at Custer Public Power. That's Dylan Brown.
Actually, he got a scholarship from us.
He did. He got a scholarship, and it became his passion, and he takes it very serious. He's very excited to be a lineman.
Yep.
All right. Well, guys, we're running out of time, so Rick, if you wouldn't mind again running down that schedule when things get going here.
How about we have Brian do that? He's the master.
10:30. You don't want to miss it. Like Rick said earlier, 10:30 is opening ceremonies, and we display the colors. We actually have a color guard that will march the colors in. We have 5 line workers climb the center pole. They each have a flag. We have 5 flags today that will be on display, and they'll each be up on the pole. And then Alex Meeks is a competitor from Custer Public Power.
Absolutely.
And his mom is going to sing the Star Spangled Banner today. And Alex has the top position on the poll. He has the American flag today. So you won't want to miss that.
Nope.
The competition then starts at 11. So we'll get going at 11 o'clock for all the different events. So opening ceremonies is really something to behold. So you want to be here at 10:30 for sure.
Absolutely. And by the way, since you mentioned Alex Meeks, he's a wonderful lineman, does a great job. He's salt of the earth person. But you probably want to get to the grandstands before his family shows up, because it's going to fill up, and that happens.
Yeah, there you go.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, a lot of family and friends are going to come watch, and hopefully all the listening audience today wants to come see this too, because it is fantastic.
Well, I hope they do, and as I mentioned, it's kind of a nice time of the day to do this. If you're starting competition at 11, a lot of folks have lunch hours between 11 and 1 o'clock. Some later than that. So take your lunch break here and come on out. It's very comfortable. Or if you're not working today, come out and enjoy the competition and see what these guys do.
And there's no cost of admission either. You can just come watch for as much or little as you want.
And if you're out here over your lunch hour or the entire time, the 4-H is actually here in the grandstands. They have the concessions open, so it's. We've got them here. We figured that help them out a little bit. So we'll be eating our lunches down there. And everybody is invited to come out here and watch. There'll be food. There'll be water. There'll be everything you need. So.
And the weather is perfect.
Absolutely.
And the PA is getting going here. So we'll say thank you, guys. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks, Dave.
And we'll send it back to the studio.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Thank you, guys, and we do encourage everybody to head on out if you like and enjoy the excitement of the Line Workers Rodeo going on today at the Custer County Fairgrounds. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more on The Breakfast Show right after these words.
It's rodeo time in Burwell, and it isn't a rodeo without a stop at Dry Creek Western Wear, just like it isn't a rodeo without your favorite boots and hat. If your boots and hat are looking a little worn, stop into Dry Creek Western Wear, and we'll give you 10% off every pair of boots and any hat in stock. Plus, get a free ticket to the rodeo for every $75 of Wrangler products you purchase while supplies last. With a deal like that, you can't afford to miss Nebraska's Big Rodeo Wednesday through Saturday. We'll be open here at Dry Creek Western Wear until 7 p.m. all through rodeo week. It's rodeo time under the Big Red Boot.
Mount Custer Truck Sales is located 2 miles east of Broken Bow on Highway 2. They're available Monday to Friday, 8 to noon and 1 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to noon. Call 872-6200. They're proud of the impact they have on all of central Nebraska by being able to find any part or truck you're looking for. Mount Custer Truck Sales. Talk to them today. Mount Custer Truck Sales is happy to support the Custer County Fair and its participants and volunteers. Have fun at the fair.
Come and enjoy the Custer County Fair Parade this Saturday, July 31st at 7 p.m. in Broken Bow. The theme for this year's parade is Celebrate. The KCNI KBBN staff will be announcing the parade in front of the Custer County Chief and at the City Park near the bandstand. So pick your spot, grab your chairs and umbrellas, and come and enjoy the parade. If you're unable to attend the parade, you can hear it live on KCNI 1280 AM, 96.3 FM, or online at kcni1280.com. And you can also watch the parade this year with our video live stream provided to you by the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow. Watch it on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook Live. The trailers for the announcers' booths are provided this year by Myers Construction in Broken Bow. Come and enjoy the parade on Saturday at 7 p.m. in Broken Bow. And if you can't make it, hear it or watch it on KCNI or online at YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yes, we'll have that for you on Saturday on our, as Dave mentioned, social media platforms for you to view and also to listen to on KCNI 1280 AM and 96.3 FM. The Custer County Fair Parade scheduled for tomorrow evening, beginning at 6 o'clock in downtown Broken Bow. What a great show today. So great to be out at the Custer County Fairgrounds. And, you know, we're talking about the Custer County Fair coming up. I know that Dave talks a lot about all of the events that sometimes a lot of us don't even know happen all the time at the Custer County Fairgrounds. And now you think about the Lineman's Rodeo that has come to the fairgrounds folks, it just tells you how blessed we are for the facility that we have in the fairgrounds, right? I mean, so many things come to this facility, and the improvements that have been made year in and year out to make the facility even bigger and better. It pays off when you see all of the activities and festivities that come in to the fairgrounds each and every year. So we tip our hat to all of the folks who keep that facility a very proud spot here in Broken Bow and in Custer County. All right, as we kind of work on wrapping up the breakfast show here this morning, we're going to give you now another interview that was conducted a couple of days ago by our Emily Barnett. She was out at the fairgrounds, I believe, on Wednesday when some of the youngsters were checking in some things to be judged at the fair this year. So we're going to bring you another one of those special interviews right now on KCNI KBBN Radio.
This next Custer County Fair interview is brought to you by Full Circle Irrigation in Broken Bow and Litchfield. I'm Emily Barnett, and who am I visiting with today?
Estrella New Year.
Estrella, and what grade are you going into this year?
6th.
What school do you go to?
Pleasanton.
Pleasanton. Well, welcome to the fair. Are you excited to be here?
Yes.
What kind of projects did you bring with you?
I brought a lamp and I brought a scrapbook.
Oh, how fun. How long have you been working on those?
A while.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Took a lot of planning ahead, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what did you do to the lamp to make it ready for the fair?
We had to do some riveting on the metal, and we just bought the metal for it, and we had to do a lot of hot gluing. We bought the ribbon and the fabric and stuff, and we didn't want it to be too bright, so we put the fabric on the inside.
Oh, great idea.
Yeah.
When I saw some flowers attached to it as well.
Yeah, we wanted to kind of more show up on the bottom, too, so it doesn't look plain.
Well, it looked beautiful. Are you excited to show it to the judges?
I am.
Good. Well, in the scrapbook, what kind of pictures and what did you put in the scrapbook?
Is a citizenship, so I did a gift basket and what I all put in it and how I made it.
Oh, how fun. That is awesome. And how long have you been coming to the fair?
This is my first year.
Well, congratulations. It sounds like you were ready for it.
Yeah.
And are these the only 2 projects this week, or did you bring anything else later?
This is all, but this week on Saturday, I'm going to bring cupcakes.
Oh my goodness. You got your recipe picked out?
Yep.
I'm sure they'll be delicious.
Thank you.
Well, Estrella, good luck to you this week. Thanks so much for visiting with me.
Yep.
This interview is brought to you by Full Circle Irrigation in Broken Bow and Litchfield.
Grocery Cart invites you to check out these deals and more marked right now. 8-pound average Hormel bone-in Boston butt pork roast is $2.28 a pound. And Best Buy fresh frozen bone-in split chicken breast is $1.18 a pound. In the produce section, delicious 1-pound packages of red ripe strawberries are 2 for $5, and so are pints of fresh blueberries. California summer ripe peaches and nectarines are both $1.98 a pound. Earn 300 rewards points when you buy King's Hawaiian dinner rolls at $2.98. Grocery Cart, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Susie and the staff at the Quilting Shack love their 4-H'ers and supporting them as they accomplish their goals and complete their challenging 4-H projects. They would like to show their appreciation for their customers by offering you 20% off savings when you come in during the fair. Go see their large selection of materials, crafts for the kids, cake decorating supplies, and a nice supply of sewing notions. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 until 5:30. The Quilting Shack on East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
It's back to school this Sunday at the Dawson County Raceway in Lexington. Sander Furniture of Gothenburg and North Platte will be on hand helping provide over 400 backpacks full of school supplies for our kids. Buckle up as the Midwest Classic Stock Car Association invades Central Nebraska's greatest show on dirt. Witness area churches compete to see who is the faster pastor, and the first 100 get a free all-beef hot dog and Coke product from KRVN and 93.1 The River. Gates open at 3:30 and the green flag drops at 6. Adults are $12, kids are free with a paid adult. Racing this Sunday. Be there.
Brad White Equipment is your source for new or quality pre-owned ag equipment. See Brad for all Bosch livestock handling equipment, including loading chutes, panels, gates, and panel trailer combinations. 24-foot freestanding panels are also on hand, plus windbreak panels. To move hay, Brad carries Easy Haul self-unloading hay trailers and Kramer bale retrievers. A great variety of skid steer attachments are also on the lot or arriving soon. Call Brad at 870-0206 or stop by the lots in Broken Bow
or go online to bradequipment.com.
Well, before we go on today's edition of The Breakfast Show, we want to remind you that tomorrow is an exciting day on KBBN Radio, as we'll be in Crete, Nebraska to cover the Broken Bow American Legion seniors baseball team for you. Broken Bow winning earlier this week the Class B Area 6 tournament, and by virtue of that, they qualify for the state tournament. It'll take place in Crete this year, and Broken Bow will open play against Hickman on Saturday afternoon, tomorrow at 4 o'clock. That's when the game is scheduled, and we'll be broadcasting all of Broken Bow's games from the state tournament for you on KBBN 95.3 FM and on the web at kbbn.com. So we look forward to that. Again, we'll start our coverage of the state tournament with Broken Bow against Hickman tomorrow at 4 o'clock on the Thunderbird, KBBN 95.3 FM, and kbbn.com. So as we conclude the show, we say, go Bow. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you again on Monday.
Fort Stable.
Playing rock classics.
And those that someday will be.
This is 95.3 FM, KBBN, Broken Bow, the Thunderbird.